Hi everyone, it's Chris from Continuata AI. Today we're continuing our series of public sector design challenges, this time focused on legal aid. I'm excited about this one. It's something I wrote about recently, and it demonstrates the power of voice AI. In the challenge, we're looking at the CIV APP3 form, which is used to apply for legal aid in family proceedings. It's an important form, but it's a difficult one for people to complete. It asks for detailed information about someone's situation, their finances, their relationship history, and what outcome they're seeking. And because people often fill it out during stressful or emotional moments, the answers can be unclear, incomplete, or hard for legal aid teams to interpret. So here's the problem we're exploring. How can we help applicants describe their situation clearly and reduce that back and forth that slows everything down? Our hypothesis is, if we introduce a voice-first AI assistant that has a natural conversation with the applicant and helps them talk through their case in their own words, while still capturing the details the form requires, then we can make the application process more accessible and give legal professionals cleaner and more structured information to work with. We're not replacing caseworkers, we're helping applicants at the earliest stage in the process. So the information they provide is clearer, easier to review, and subsequently easier to act on. In this video, we'll show where this voice AI fits into the process and how it turns a simple conversation into a well-organised case narrative. Let's dive into the demo. So we've reached the point in the application process where we need to fill in the parts about our case. So when you reach this stage, our voice AI steps in and helps you tell your story. Instead of writing long and complex answers, you simply talk. The assistant asks you clear questions, helps you explain your background, and guides you through the key parts of your case, the key information that's required to complete the form. As you speak naturally, it organises your responses into clear, structured narrative that goes into the legal aid form. The goal here, I guess, is to make it easier to express what's happened in your own words while ensuring nothing important is missed out in your application. So let's jump in. I'm going to play the part of Michael, who's the applicant in this, and I'm going to tell Michael's story.
Hi, Michael. I understand you need to talk about your divorce or separation. Please take your time and tell me what's been happening.
So what sorts of information should I be telling you about?
Just tell me about your situation with your partner, starting from when things began to change between you.
Okay, right. Okay, yeah, I get it now. Yeah. So I guess the thing that's most important to me is it's about the finances after the separation. Me and Anna, my partner, my ex-partner, we've been trying to sort things out ourselves, but it's really not going anywhere. We were together for like 15 years, married for about 10 of those. The main issue, I guess, is the house on...
It sounds like you've been trying to work through the financial side of things yourselves for a while now.
Yeah. Yeah, so the main issue is the house we bought together on Milford Close. I moved out about a year ago and I've been renting since then, and I've been paying my part of the mortgage. Like I don't want it to fall behind. It's where the kids live mostly, and and I think it's really important, but it's putting a real financial strain on me. And then I guess you might be. Are you interested in pension stuff as well? Is that important?
Yes, pensions can definitely be a part of financial settlements. You mentioned the kids live there mostly and that the house is a real strain on you. How many children are there and what are your hopes for the house moving forward?
So I guess let's start with the pension then. So the pension, so she wants half from my work pension, and I mean I get that's part of the process, and I understand that's important because like she brought up the kids for years and she didn't get to contribute to a pension at that point, so that's important. But like I was contributing to it way before we got together. I started my job in like 1999, and we only got together I guess, 2010. So I contributed to it for a long time before we got together. So I don't think it's, I think we need to work that out. And then I guess there's savings. The savings we both put into the savings. And she's kind of made a couple of transfers recently out of the savings. I'm not saying she did anything wrong. It wasn't a lot of money, but again, I guess it makes things a bit uneven. And you want to know about kids? Yeah, you want to know about the kids?
Thank you for explaining that, Michael. It's helpful to understand your perspective on the pension and savings. Could you tell me how many children you and Anna have and what are their ages?
So we have two children. There's Rebecca, who is 12, and Jack, who's just turned 10. They live with their mum Monday to Friday, and then they're with me over the weekend. So when I've obviously have to get a house that my flat has to make sure it accommodates them. I need to make sure they've got everything they need, which is, I guess, is extra expense. So I guess that's everything really for me. I think the house, the pension, and savings that I really need to get this all sorted out. I totally believe it should be 50-50. We should share everything, split it evenly. But I think I really need help getting this sorted out.
Thank you for sharing that, Michael. It sounds like you're looking for a fair 50-50 split and need assistance to achieve that. To help clarify things, could you tell me more about the specific arrangements you're hoping for regarding the house, the savings, and your pension?
The savings, I think, should be split. The pension, I really don't know, and the house, I'm not sure about either. I guess I want to keep that house so that the kids have got somewhere to grow up.
It's understandable that you want to keep the house for the children. Regarding the house and your pension, what are your thoughts on how these?
So you'll see there that Michael, the character I was playing, had a narrative to share, but the voice agent was asking additional questions, was probing a little bit deeper and trying to get the information that was required in order to fill out the form. If we look at the information here on the right-hand side of the screen, you can see it's captured the background, key events, current situation, and what I would be seeking from the settlement. But then it's also got a whole bunch of other bits of information that it needs to ask me about. And it's information that it's kind of picked up in the conversation going along. So I mentioned in the narrative that Anna had withdrawn money. So here's a bit of information that it wants to capture. Details about the joint savings, the amount, the dates, and the amounts of those withdrawals. Details of any other pensions, etc., etc. So I think it really kind of thinks through, or helps the applicant think through the process and get the right information captured. Once you're done here, you would then continue to review, and you can see that this is all the information I captured earlier before we jumped into the voice, the name, address, national insurance number, that kind of thing. And obviously the type of case, this is a divorce and separation case, and we have all of the narrative that was captured for the application form. Great, that worked really well. You can see the natural turn taking that takes place and the ability for the applicant to sort of interrupt the voice agent and take over the conversation quite smoothly. I think it demonstrates that our hypothesis holds. We can use voice first assistant to guide someone through the CIVAPP3 form conversationally, capture the story in their own words and turn it into sort of clear, structured information that fits the legal aid form. We've also demonstrated how this can reduce complexity for applicants and give legal aid teams a clearer starting point for their assessments. So where else could we apply this? What other complex forms are there in the public sector that people might need this sort of help to complete? Thinking child disability living allowance, universal credit, blue badge applications, or even the PIP2 form that we previously looked at. There are so many places where we believe this could help. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the walkthrough as much as we've enjoyed building it and sharing it with you. And if you've got ideas for other challenges you'd like us to explore, or if you'd like to learn more about this work, just head over to our website and get in touch through our contact form. Thanks for joining me today, and we'll see you again soon.